I have not heard your list on who you think can get hired at Indiana and who you would hire. So give me the three names that you feel like are kind of in the mix there, and then who you would hire if you were the guy making the decision.
Look, I mean, I think Goodman has talked about TJ Otzelberger. I do think he's the next call. Right?
Has he? I didn't know Goodman talked about TJ Otzelberger.
If you're doing the job,
hire TJ Otzelberger, please.
Just work through the list, right? Like, you may not get him. It's going to be hard to convince him to leave Iowa State. But, I mean, it's different at Indiana. Like, there's a different level with this job. I don't know what's going on here.
They're testing the Big East tournament warm-up songs, which is actually pretty awesome.
So, yeah, we got a hype music to talk Indiana coaching search. But, look, I think you call TJ. I think from there, look, I think I would talk to Buzz Williams. I would talk to some mid-major guys. Like, I would talk to Ben McCollum. I would talk to Jared Calhoun. And I would see what happens when I get the amount of resources that it takes to win at Indiana. Like, if you give those guys resources, they're all going to win. Like, if Indiana truly believes that this job is as good as they have operated for this long, then they can win with a lot of guys. And I think Buzz Williams would be one of those guys.
I won't leave, but no, you can't hire Buzz Williams. You can't hire Buzz Williams. You just can't. You can't hire Buzz Williams. I won't go into it completely. All I'll say is Buzz is an acquired taste, okay? He's an acquired taste.
Indiana's never employed an acquired taste before.
They're not hiring Buzz Williams, just so you know. They're not hiring Buzz Williams. I'm not sure they're going to get TJ Otzelberger either, but Buzz Williams, if you look at the track record, the guy can coach. There's no question he can coach. Whenever he leaves somewhere, if you call over to where he's not the easiest guy to work with. How's that? I'm trying to be nice here.
He can wear out
the buzzsaw.
Yes, he can wear out his
totally
in like 5 years. Like there's a 5-year window, and that's not a bad thing.
Look,
who he is as a coach.
But they just dealt with Mike Woodson at Indiana. They're not gonna. They want somebody that is lower maintenance, that they can deal with, that'll build a culture and be there for a while potentially. Buzz Williams has that window. He's got that window.
I think Buzz. I don't know that Buzz is the guy, but I think Buzz would be similar to what Mick was for UCLA. And the tenure has had its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, like, what that program needed was competent coaching and energy and toughness. And that's what Buzz has brought. Now, I think there's other high major names that could do that too. Like, I think Greg McDermott would do it in a different way, right? It would be more about offense and skill than what Buzz would do with defense and effort.
Like
and I think Indiana fans would like that style more. And I'm good. I like McDermott a lot. So, but I think
I just don't know if Greg is all in to rebuilding at 60 years old.
I think my point, big picture, whether it's Buzz, whether it's someone else, is I don't think Indiana needs to think about this search as who can we get that's our forever coach, our next Bob Knight. Sure. They need someone to stabilize this thing. They need someone who can get them to Elite Eights and Final Fours. Maybe it's not the guy that wins the national championship. You'd like to think it is, but if nothing else, they need someone who can just win basketball games and get back to relevance.
Right. Be in the tournament every year. And maybe you get lucky and you go to Sweet 16 one year, and maybe you get to a Final Four. But you're right. No, you're not hiring a guy to say, hey, he's going to bring us a national title in the next 3 years. My whole take with TJ is he checks the most boxes.
For sure.
He checks the most boxes. Now, again, will he take it? We don't know. But I think if he's your guy and you can put a package together financially and make him feel also that the biggest question all these guys, and I've talked to a few of them here, they all say is, why haven't they won at Indiana? What's wrong with Indiana? And part of it is they've been slow to adapt in Bloomington because of, that culture, right? It's almost like North Carolina to some degree too. Mm-hmm. North Carolina because of Dean. Indiana because of the old guard.
It's a little bit is, I don't want to say arrogance is the wrong word, but a little bit is we don't need to adapt. We're Indiana. We can do what we have to be able to do. Right, and I will also say, and I don't know if you guys agree with this. We talked about this the other night. I think that if Kelvin Sampson doesn't get fired, if he doesn't make a couple of extra phone calls, then we're not even having this conversation about like what's wrong with Indiana. Their issue isn't they haven't been able to get a guy since Bob Knight. Their issue is they had the guy, and it didn't work out because of a couple of extra phone calls. I bet
1,500 or so, but sure.
Whatever. I mean, it's phone calls. That's
I know. But at the time it was illegal. I'm with you. I just don't like when people are like, well, the Will Wade, like, who cares? Everybody's paying everybody now. Those were the rules when they broke them. Okay, so they were rules that they broke, and Kelvin broke them knowingly multiple times. So I hear you. The rules were probably stupid.
On the phone, he's not a text kind of guy.
I got you.
He's just a big talker. Yes. That's all it
is.
He is
a big talker. He is a big talker.
Yeah.
But you can't live in history of like Kelvin Sampson now. You got to move it forward. And who is that guy?
I agree with that.
Who is that guy that can sustain it? I think TJ's the best pick of anybody on the board right now. I don't think there's other than that, there's a guy that you look at and you're like, no brainer. Brad Brunell's probably the safe pick, right? But Brad, let's face it, Brad's been on the hot seat for a long time. He's been great. He's clean. He's low maintenance. We know he can coach. He checks a lot of boxes, but you're not winning the press conference. Brad Brunell.
The only thing I would say about that, and I think you're right, there is no Dusty May. There's no there's no one that you say, we got to get him. We know it's going to work immediately. And I think it would work immediately with TJ. To me, the answer, if this was 2018 instead of 2025, Greg McDermott would be the no-brainer.
Sure,
hire.
but he's
the
60.
no-brainer hire. I just don't know.
And he loves Creighton. He does love Creighton, and Creighton loves him. So just like TJ would be a hard sell, Greg McDermott would be a hard sell too.
Yep. All right, last thing I'm going to ask you, and we're going to get to toast of the night. If Mike Woodson, what does Mike Woodson have to do this year for Indiana to say, we can't get rid of him?
We can't get rid of you?
Let's just say
they're already out on it. The fans are out. I mean, I guess
he'd have to make the Final Four.
Yeah, making a run, Elite Eight. I guess Elite Eight, some sort of run where it was because then you'd have the Quinn Buckners and everybody backing him again.
How would you do it? What do you have to say?
He would just say, I'm having second thoughts and I'm not stepping down. And what would Scott Dolson do then? Now, there's already a financial, I'm sure, an agreement.
I was going to say, I feel like the contracts have been written.
It would be hard legal. It would be hard legally, but again, if
the contract's
he'd
not
have
signed,
the backing of everybody, and that includes the students and the fans. This team is not capable of putting together stacking wins like that. They're not capable. I've seen them play too much.
Remember when we said that about UCLA in 2021 and they made the Final Four? I'm here for the mess.
NC State and Kevin Keats were in the Final Four last year.
Yes,
nothing.
You're right.
We can't rule anything out.
Yes, you are 100% right. Sure. Indiana is going to pull an NC State this year. Let's go, sweetie. Come on, I'm rooting for it, man.
Make the YouTube title that right now.
Yes, I'm here for the mess. I'm here for the drama. I think it would be great content, great feeder for it to happen.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah,